The Atlanta Dream versus the Dallas Wings was the game of the night. Now, I'm sure they could have capitalized on this game by it airing on a national level, but I'm sure that's an NBA League Pass thing. We had the Paige Beckers and Arike Ogunbowale led Dallas Wings hosting the Angel Reese and Alicia Gray led Atlanta Dream. This was actually a more tension-filled game to watch. It felt like heavy implications for some reason, and it's literally a season opener. For the most part, both teams played great defense, even when it came to the referee. Obviously, they're blowing their whistle a lot more, but it was pretty fair both ways, and again, the stoppage is killer, but it wasn't as much. So this was definitely an easier game to watch overall. Now, Dallas is pretty much depending on their guards. They're playing through Paige Beckers and Arike Ogunbowale, and I am sure this was a part of the Atlanta Dream scouting report, because Ryan Howard was defending Paige Beckers the majority of the night. That length, that speed, that IQ, it was pretty much disrupting, and that's pretty much when you know Paige is having an off night. Her inefficiency, if you will, 5 of 12, only 2 out of 4 from 3. She did make all of her free throws and gave him 15 points, so it's still a pretty decent game. It's not bad. I mean, for this to be a bad game, that's pretty good, but to be one of the top scorers on your team, it's obviously not enough if they're taking you out of the game and you're not reasserting yourself in other areas, because it's not like she picked up an assist. You know, she got 3, she got 2 rebounds, 1 block, and usually, you know, that's when players will say, oh, I tried to get everybody else involved, make plays for the team, because they were keeping her pretty limited. So I would say she did pretty well just playing through that frustration. And again, the defense was great from both teams, because Dallas shut down Alicia Gray for the first quarter, and I think that had more to do with them just defending the 3-point line and not letting the Dream get that shot off comfortably at all. And in the end, that's kind of what hurt Dallas. No one really ran away with this game, but it did come down to the end. They were trading buckets. But the threes, again, Dallas hit 4 of 26 threes. The Dream hit 9 of their 33. So you can kind of see where they were outmatched here and there throughout the game, because they definitely didn't win in rebounds. No, Angel Reese is on the Dream now. They got 44 rebounds as a team. Dallas got 34. Angel Reese gave you 12 points, 16 rebounds, and 2 assists. And she gave him half and half. 8 offensive rebounds and 8 defensive rebounds. I mean, for her position, that's just an excellent stat line. She's not supposed to be the main scorer. She's supposed to be the main rebounder. And she out-rebounded everybody on the floor, doubling the Wings' best rebounder, which was Jessica Shepard, who had 8, to go along with her 12 points. And just looking at their starters and really just their points, and looking at the rest of the Wings, that's why I say it was a defensive effort overall from the team. You only got 7 points from Odyssey Sims, 2 points from Elena Smith. Arike Ogunbowale did drop 20, but again, I think their game plan was really shutting down Paige and just limiting everybody else. Saw Alicia Gray on Arike a lot of the game, which didn't scare me too much. They played a lot against each other in Unrivaled, but obviously there were a few times Arike got the best of Gray. The Wings bench in total gave them 16, so they tried to make it a team effort, but just going through all the field goals, only Arike and Jessica Shepard shot over 50% just in their field goal. And again, this was both teams. I honestly think both teams had great defensive plans coming into the game, because even when you think about Angel Reese, the Wings plan for her was just to throw bodies at her. She was down there banging with Shepard, Alicia Clark, Awak Kuir, so they tried in that regard. But her direct matchup being Jessica Shepard, I would definitely say she won her battle. I kind of like that Angel Reese only shot 1 3. She had her 4 free throws and 8 offensive rebounds. I like to see her doing her job, which is picking up those rebounds, and then still being able to give the team 12 points is just icing on the cake, because this team is expecting 26 points from Alicia Gray to go along with her 4 rebounds, 19 points from Jordan Canada to go along with her 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. I'm sure they expect a little bit more from Ryan Howard because she only gave him 14 points, but again, I think her job was more shutting down Paige Beckers, so that's still good. She hit all 7 of her free throws, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. So on top of being this talented, Atlanta just looks like they're coming prepared. They're 2-0 now after taking out the Minnesota Lynx last minute in their first game. But I also like this for them because it's obviously building team chemistry as they try to collect more wins. And then looking at the Wings, I thought Arike Ogunbowale had a great game. For all her ups and downs over the last few years, she's still doing her job and being a leader for the team. And honestly, honestly stepping up when Paige got a little lost in the shuffle there. And I say that because they figured out how to play together, where I feel like the Fever have not yet. And so while these two are probably closer to shooting guards than point guards, and you kind of have the opposite in Indiana, they figured out how to play together off of each other, whatever that combination is. Even adding in an Odyssey Sims or another guard, I like the way the Wings play together, specifically their two leaders, Arike Gumbawale and Paige Beckers. Whatever conversations and kumbaya moments they had in the locker room, I like those two together leading this team. Everybody else needs to help them and support the cast, but the Wings look good. I don't think I'd want to face them in a series. Like, this team looks like once they have a real game plan for your team, it's over with. And going back to Ryan Howard being on Paige Beckers, it shifted the lineup in a way that really gave Atlanta an advantage. And even though they only won by 5 points, I think that's what kept them in the game with the momentum. Even when they were down, they were not out of this game. But that did move things around. So with Ryan Howard on Paige Beckers, now you have Alicia Gray on Arike Gumbawale, Jordan Canada on an Odyssey Sims, Nas Hillman and Angel Reese versus Jessica Shepard and Elena Smith. So in that one change, getting that advantage with Ryan guarding Paige, I think that's what they prepared for, and that's really what won them this game. The smaller games within the games, the little chess matches between the players, putting Ryan on Paige was how the Dream were able to win those chess matches. And speaking of that, if you haven't had the pleasure of listening to the Atlanta Dream broadcast, those announcers are great. Angel Gray and Tabitha Turner are the announcers for the Atlanta Dream, and not only did they do a great job just on the call, but they were calling out screens, sets, and really helping you see what you're watching, if it's a repetitive play or one player's frustrating another. And I really enjoyed that insight to the game. So if you get a chance, catch that Atlanta Dream broadcast. So yeah, interesting game. Like I said, more tense than anything else. Like this game had playoff implications or something. But I'm also looking forward to see Aaliyah Nye suit up for the Dream. She didn't play, but she was on the bench, as well as the Wings missing AZ Fudd. Yeah, let's get a game like this on regular TV next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, players.